Thanks, guys. Currently tonight it is 52 degrees in Ann Arbor under some partly cloudy skies, and the winds tonight are out of the northwest at 3 to 6 miles an hour, pretty light. Well, you know, we've had some beautiful weather the past couple of days, but unfortunately it looks like it's going to be taking a turn for the worse. That's why you need to stay tuned to my full forecast coming up soon. As you can see, the ghouls and the goblins took over our slideshow tonight and gave us a spider, which is sitting right up here above my shoulder. And it looks like on Saturday, with it being 57 here, that means that probably Bloomington, Indiana will be looking pretty good for the Michigan-Indiana football game. But thankfully, as you can see, we don't really have anything in Michigan save for the UP, but we're not in the UP because we're in Ann Arbor, so we're good. We had a lot of weather yesterday around the Midwest because we had a very strong low-pressure system that was sitting over here in Wisconsin and Minnesota. And as its cold front worked its way through, it dropped a lot of rain and possibly even a little bit of hail and a lot of tornadoes too. There were 32 tornadoes reported yesterday. The majority of them were down in Indiana and Ohio. Had a couple in Kentucky and a whole bunch of wind. I mean, lots and lots of wind reports. It was incredible. So taking a look at our surface conditions, you can see that we have a high pressure over the mid-Atlantic area here, which has been what's keeping us clear and sunny and warm, funneling up that air from the south. It's just nice and warm. It's been wonderful, but unfortunately you can see that we have a low pressure system that's kind of sitting out here over the west and the plains, and if we look at tomorrow night, you can see that that's actually going to be continuing to strengthen. There's going to be some rain and snow associated with that, and that is going to actually be working its way up towards us here in the next 48 hours or so. As you can see, our high pressure that we've had is going to work its way off into the Atlantic very shortly. But taking a look at our forecast for tonight, you can see we're going to have a low of about 36 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Our winds will be from the west, and they'll be shifting to the north very early morning, and they'll be about 5 to 15 miles an hour as some of the clouds are approaching. And as you can see, for Thursday, our high is going to be only 56, so it's going to be a little bit cooler than it has been. The clouds will definitely be increasing, and unfortunately the sun is disappearing, and we'll have mostly cloudy skies. Our winds will be out of the north, and we'll be shifting to the northeast at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. And if you take a look at our 5-day forecast, the clouds will continue to increase, and there will be enough of them that it will start raining. Our temperatures and our highs for the week will be in the low 50s for most of it. We'll have a little bit of a dip in that on Sunday after the rain has come through on Saturday. Thanks, guys. Currently in Ann Arbor tonight, it is 33 degrees under some partly cloudy skies, and our winds are out of the north-northeast as the gentle 3-mile-an-hour wind. We might see a little bit of snow showers tonight, but we'll talk about that in a couple minutes. But right now, looking back at today, Wednesday was pretty decent. We were definitely a little bit below the average, about 10 degrees or so. I only reached a high of 43 degrees today, but it's a heck of a lot better than in 1887 when we only had a temperature of 8 degrees. That is extremely cold. I'm thankful we at least had sunshine today. So taking a look at our current temperatures across the country today, you can see that most of the country was enveloped in some high 40s and low 50s. Michigan specifically was in the low to mid 40s, and despite the sunshine, it still felt pretty cool because of the north wind that we had. And if you look at our radar tonight, you can see that there's a low pressure system that is sitting off here over the east coast, and it's dumping some rain on Pennsylvania, New York, and that general region. There is a couple of snow showers right up here, which may actually impact us a little bit tonight. Very light chance of flurries, if anything. And a couple of storms in Florida today have actually caused a tornado in Florida, as well as earlier this morning when there was in Louisiana. To my knowledge, there were no reports of injuries or fatalities, so that's a blessing right there. So taking a look at our surface conditions tonight, you can see this low pressure that's sitting right here, and it's causing all this rain and snow and occasionally a thunderstorm as well onto the east coast. But right over Michigan and over the central part of the Midwest here, you can see we have a high pressure, and that has been keeping us very sunny, very dry, and even though the winds have been out of the north, pretty pleasant weather in general. Taking a look at Thursday evening, you can see that the low is actually going to continue to move its way towards the east as well as this high pressure. And you know, as that high moves off, what it's going to do is it's going to allow some other low systems to work their way towards us from here in the central part of the country here, and those will be reaching us in the next couple of days, which will unfortunately start to give us some more rain and other unpleasant springtime conditions as of right now. But if we take a look at tonight, though, you can see that we're going to have a low of about 20 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Very slight chance of snow showers, probably nothing at all will come of it. And we have some just very light and variable winds coming from the north-northeast. Taking a look at tomorrow's forecast, it's going to be a high of 45 degrees on Thursday under partly sunny skies. The winds will be out of the north-northwest continually at 3 to 8 miles an hour, so pretty about the same as today or so. And then if you look at our 5-day forecast, you can see that pretty much we're a model of consistency for the next couple days. Our temperatures are going to be in the mid to high 40s. There will be a chance of rain on Friday, with that turning into chances of rain and snow overnight and into Saturday, and then another possibility of rain on Monday. Our lows will be in the high 20s and low 30s. So in general, it still feels like winter has not quite let go up its grasp on us yet, but spring does seem to be around the corner. The temperatures are increasing, and the past couple of days have been sunny. It's encouraging. So that's all I have for you from the weather desk tonight. Back to you guys. Thanks, guys. Currently in Ann Arbor tonight, we have a temperature of about 38 degrees, and we're experiencing some fog that's left over from all of the rain that we've been experiencing today. And on that same note, we actually have a little bit of drizzle, which is still coming down from time to time. Our winds tonight are out of the south-southeast at 4 miles an hour. So looking back at today's conditions, we were probably about average or so, a little bit cooler. Our high today was only 41, but it certainly was not 0 degrees like we had back in 1996. I'm very glad it wasn't, because that would have just made today absolutely unpleasant. But on the whole, it was pretty comfortable. Looking at our temperatures around the nation for today, you can see that Michigan was primarily in the 30s and 40s right here, and moderate temperatures across the south, potentially a little bit cooler, but that's because we've had a lot of rain moving through that area the past couple days. It's been keeping things, the temperatures have been nice and low, and out west it's about the same, actually. So if looking at our radar tonight, you can see there actually is a low pressure system that is sitting over us right now. It's about here or so, and you can see that there's a cold front here, which is why we have all of this rain. There's a couple storms that are severe worn down in Florida, and also a little bit on this line into Tennessee and Kentucky, maybe a little bit into Alabama as well. But thankfully, as you can see, we don't really have anything in Michigan save for the UP, but we're not in the UP because we're in Ann Arbor, so we're good. So looking at our surface conditions tonight, you can definitely see the low pressure that we had, and the cold front has been extending pretty much all the way down the east coast at this point. And right over my shoulder here in the Rockies, we actually are having another low which is starting to develop, and we'll talk about that in just a second, because if we look at tomorrow evening, you'll see that the low that's been over us is pretty much not moving. It's going east very slowly, but nothing is really forcing it out of the way. The nice thing is that all the rain and such has moved off into the Atlantic for the east coast, but we still will probably be experiencing a little bit of rain and snow tomorrow, and additionally, in the next couple days, and we'll talk about that in the 5-day, the low out here in the plains is going to be working its way towards us as well. But at the moment, you will see that tonight we're going to have a low of about 37 degrees, continue to see fog. There'll be a little bit of a chance of showers probably as some rain comes up from Indiana towards us, and the winds tonight will be light and variable. Looking at Thursday, our high is going to be about 39 degrees, and we're going to have some rain and snow shower chances in the morning that may actually turn into snow once we hit noon or so. Really no big accumulation, maybe an inch tops, really very minor at this point because that low is moving away from us. And our winds will be out of the north-northwest at 5 to 14 miles an hour with some gusts up to 21. So a little bit breezy tomorrow, so maybe you want to have your jacket on for sure. But if we take a look at our 5-day forecast, all this rain and snow really isn't going to go away too much. We'll be a little bit dry on Friday, but Saturday night and into Sunday, there's going to be a good chance for some rain and possibly a bit of snow. Our temperatures are going to be fairly consistent in the high 30s and low 40s, which is pretty nice. It's not freezing, and it's not exactly spring weather either. However, once we clear out of there, we get some nice high pressure in the next week or so, we will actually be sitting pretty, and it should be looking very nice like springtime. So that's all I have for our forecast tonight, and back to you guys at the desk.